So fun fact, I don't think I have a pencil, but I have one more place to check. I found the pencil. Huzzah. It is quite frankly a little concerning how often I lose sharp items. Never in a place that is bad for Cinder, but I just put them down somewhere and then I can't find them. But I did find these. Anyways, I am making a D&D dice rolling tray today. Do I have one already? Yes, I've made this one. It got a little bent in my latest move, but I want a new one. So I have stockpiled a whole bunch of cardboard that I refuse to throw away for no reason. And I'm going to make a new one. My plan is to make it in a in a pentagonal shape. How I'm going to do that, I'm not quite sure, but we'll figure it out. And while I do that, I figured that I would just give you guys some life updates because I have some things and I'm a yapper. Usually I am texting my friends on Discord. Said friends will probably be watching this. So, hey guys. We're also watching Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition in the background. If you see an advertisement, no you don't, because I will be blurring those out if I can. While we're on the topic of Lord of the Rings, I have started reading the books because I was talking to one of my best friends. She's a huge nerd. She reads like 63 books a year that she reads is considered slow for her. I'm on like 2 books, coming on 3. But she said that if you're watching the movies, you can start with Lord of the Rings and then watch The Hobbit if you want, but you don't have to watch The Hobbit. But if you're reading the books, then you have to start with The Hobbit. So I bought all 4 books. And I am starting with The Hobbit, and I really like it. So that's a good, I think that's too big. Do I want it pentagonal or hexagonal? I think I'm changing my mind here. I'm going to go hexagonal. I love this scene when the firework turns into a dragon. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, that comes all back at them. Anyways, so I'm reading The Hobbit, and I'm on page 53, and I really do like it. I think it is so good. I think J.R.R. Tolkien is just a genius, honestly. But man, do I feel bad for Bilbo. He is just enjoying his calm, peaceful life. And then 12 dwarves and Gandalf show up. And they're like, hey, you're the burglar. Let's go. But you know, I think, for one, if I were in Bilbo's place, I would have kind of gone a little bit sooner, no questions asked, which is my issue. I tend to just jump into things if I want to. Is that a character flaw? Probably. But you know, I won't say no to friendship. Yeah, I've also just been on such a huge Lord of the Rings kick that I've been watching videos about the lore and obviously the extended editions and reading up on everything. There's a YouTuber / TikTok named Jay who goes by Bugfish with like 4 H's. I follow them for a while now. They have made some good videos on the Lord of the Rings movie lore while including a few things from the book, but not jumping fully into the book lore to keep things a little bit more simple. But they have a video per movie, and so the first 2 are like 43 to 47 minutes long, and then the third one is over an hour long, and it's really good. So I've been getting really into Lord of the Rings recently. I've also been into more video games now and just like other like brain games. So I'm playing a brain game thing called Impulse on my phone. And that one's really fun because it doesn't just have games, it has different tasks that you could take. And I found out that when you're thinking about like fight, flight, or flee, there's also one called fawn, which is people pleasing. Guess which one I am? Not the flight or the fight. I am the fawn. Yay me, I am a baby deer. I've also been into Fortnite with a couple friends or friends of a friend that I have. That's been a lot of fun. Oh, frick. I found out that you can make like your own little arena, so I did that and that was a lot of fun. I tried to put 300 chickens into it and it crashed. So note to self, 299 chickens next. Besides Fortnite, there's also a game called Little Nightmares 2, which was pretty popular like a couple years ago, still when COVID was a bigger thing than it is now. I've gotten into that. I tried it before. I wasn't really a big fan. It's like a horror thriller based game. At first I didn't like it. Now that I'm replaying it, I actually really do like it a lot. So I've been playing that way more than I should. It's accidentally become my replacement for social media because I've deleted my Instagram and TikTok apps. So I need to be careful with that. Alrighty, so I have my hexagon shape. Now we have to do the sides. Continuing on though, back to talking about social media specifically. I honestly have really not felt like myself for a very long time. In fact, I don't think I've ever felt like myself. I've constantly people pleased and I've tried so hard to be someone I'm not for other people's sake that once I realized that I was doing that and I didn't really know who I was, I've just been on this journey to try to figure out who I am. And I've never really figured it out, but I'm still trying. One thing that I have noticed is that social media has just made it so much harder. I feel like I'm chasing standards that I'm never gonna be able to live up to, and I'm never gonna look like the people that I see on social media, even though they Facetune and body mod. I feel like I'm just never going to be good enough. My accomplishments are never going to be good enough. And humans, we're not built to live like this. This is all new in the timeline of the universe and human life. Social media, even though it's been a part of people's lives now for their entire life, it's still a lot newer. You know, when you think about magazines and Playboy, supermodels, you know, the standards, they're never going away. It's unobtainable, super bad for my mental health specifically, and I feel like a shell of a person. So one day after hanging out with people in my DnD group, in my car before I left for home, I deleted the apps. I've only re-downloaded them for certain things and then immediately deleted them. I was searching for information that I knew about that was on there, not, trying to chase the dopamine. But now I'm trying to figure out where else to get dopamine, and I'm still trying to figure out myself. And I'm realizing that I've sabotaged myself in so many ways, especially when it comes to being a nerd and talking about things that I like. I can't hold conversations like that right now because social media and the depression and anxiety that has come from it has taken over my mind and has left little room for me to remember the things that I enjoy and to be able to talk about things that I enjoy, to be able to talk to people in general. So I've been off social media for a bit. I'm really liking it. I'm, back to starting to play video games and watching movies and reading books without depression hitting me in the face. It's been really nice. I think I'm finally starting, hopefully, to see things about myself that I've been wanting to see, learning more about myself. So it's been great. I don't see myself getting back on TikTok or Instagram for a long time unless I have like a specific video idea that I want to post, or like a birthday thing or a Cinder anniversary thing that I want to post. But as for like keeping it downloaded, I don't think I'll be doing that for a while. I now have all of the sides cut out and the shape, so now I have to go get my hot glue gun, relocate us, or I'll just go hot glue it real quick and then come back. I think I'm just gonna hot glue this real quick and then come back to paint it. So it's gonna take me a bit, but it'll take this like 1 second. All right, so both of my microphones died. Yay. So now we're just going with my phone microphone. So hopefully you can still hear me well. I have it all glued together. Yes, there are some like size differences. That's called character. But now we're gonna paint it. I don't really have many ideas on what to paint it, so I mixed hunter green and black together, and I'm dedicating this to my D&D character, which I will tell you whom I will tell you about while I paint this. Before I do this, if for some reason you're in my D&D group, but you're in group 1, we're currently in 2 different groups, but you're in group 1, skip. Thank you for watching. Please come again. Just don't watch this. So my D&D character's name is Sinol. She does not have a last name. I never thought of one and just ended up never giving her one. She is an elf ranger who is a monster hunter. Currently, she is level 4, but started as a level 1. Sinol, she's 85-ish, which brings her to be about roughly like 18 if you're going to, consider her a human. She was raised by her grandfather. Her father died in a rogue hunting accident by a fellow elf, and her mom died the day after of heartbreak. If I remember the details I put correctly, it was the day after Sinol was born. So Sinol never knew her parents, just what her grandfather and the elves around her told her. She eventually got a bow by her grandfather. It's a magical bow in the way that she cannot harm anybody that she knows or cares about when she uses it. So let's say that she's in a battle with a friend and they're, going after a monster, a creature, a witch, a hag, hint, hint, if you're in my D&D group, and she accidentally shoots a friend. That friend will not be harmed. She is a monster hunter, which I think is absolutely epic of her. Means that she gets some pretty cool skills. She currently has a cloak of elven kind, which means that when the hood is up, she can camouflage. So she stays hidden. It was her father's. This is something that we discovered during the D&D campaign. She also has shoes of elven kind, which means that while she wears them, her footsteps are completely silent no matter what kind of terrain she's on. Even if she trips, as long as she stays on her feet, she stays silent. And she also has, it starts with a B, bravens? I'll put it right here. Wristlets, basically, which I believe just help with shooting. I'll have to put the information here. But she joins the group at a circus, and now they're just off on an adventure to make their way home and save a lot of lost people. And by lost, I mean stolen people. Sinol, she has short green hair. She is a wood elf, so I decided to give her horns because why not? She has green eyes. She has a scar on her left eye when she battled an orc. Now that was before she met the group, that's a part of her lore. Basically, at a certain age, she left her grandfather to go out and be a nomad, live that nomadic lifestyle. She didn't really have a strict group that she stuck to. She went just kind of whatever group needed her in the moment. She was good for protecting people's stuff as they go do performances and whatnot. She can do some fun tricks up in trees, but she got the scar because an orc decided to try to steal from the group that she was with at the time, and she fought the orc and obviously won. The whole you should see the other guy type thing. But now she's currently with this group, and I have to say personally, I really do love the people that I'm playing with. I've heard so many, horror stories about people who join D&D groups, especially large ones, because we have a rather large group, which is why we're now in 2 parts, or 2 groups. But of just You know, there are certain people who make it not fun, but I have to say for my first D&D campaign, I am actually having so much fun. Is it perfect? No. Will it work? Yes. D&D is pretty much the thing that kind of takes up my mind a lot because I'm just waiting for the next day that we're gonna play, because it's usually every other week. But I really do love the group, and I hope that after this campaign, maybe another one will happen with the same DM. Maybe, because I'm having a lot of fun, and I don't get to say that often. Let's see what else is going on in my life. I have a job interview tomorrow. I had to buy new clothes, and let me just say, Goodwill came in clutch, and shoes are expensive. You're watching this, you know who you are, you know that I've already said this, but shoes are just really expensive. I did not get the shoes at Goodwill. I got them at a department sale store in my mall, but they were still $43 for flats. I've never bought flats in my life. I never thought that I would ever have a pair of flats, because that is not me. But if I get this job, I will be needing the flats. So I got that. I'm not gonna say what the job is yet. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like it's jinxing it if I put it on YouTube. The people who know. The people who don't know don't need to know yet. Every time I am going into a job interview, I always look up, what questions might be asked. This one is more of a career type job, not like retail. So the questions are a little bit different. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also excited at the possibility. It's only part-time, so I would still stay at my current job for now. I'm hoping that if I do get it, they'll have a full-time position open up, and then I can just make the switch into this one. My birthday is coming up in 5 weeks. I am so excited because my mom is coming out for my birthday, and we're going to go do shopping and go to the beach. And I miss my mom so much. My dad was just out here, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see my other half. My parents aren't divorced, by the way. They just kind of have decided to come out here by themselves, which honestly works out great for me because they both bring different energy to conversations, and it feels like I just get good bonding time with them, especially my dad, because I call my mom on the phone a lot, but I don't talk to my dad a lot unless it's about things that I need. So I really do enjoy having him out here, just him, and I really do enjoy having my mom out here, just my mom. But I do like it when they're both out here. They just find that I also then get more parent time if they're out here one after the other, which I will always accept more parent time. I think for this, I'm also going to do the bloody handprint. Because Sinul is a monster hunter, so having something bloodied on here just kind of makes sense. Oh, she's also a skulker, by the way. So Sinul is a level 4 elf ranger monster slaying skulker. And basically a skulker is where you stick to the shadows, which has been her whole basis since even before I knew what a skulker was. I'm learning all of this while I'm playing, so I didn't know that monster slaying for elf ranger was a thing. I didn't know that skulker was a thing, but it basically means that I have kind of advantage in the shadows. But also when I'm shooting from the shadows at a target, if I miss the target, I don't give myself away, which is fantastic because I don't trust the dice rolls. I mean, I should trust my dice, but there's gonna be the day that I roll a nat 1 when I'm trying to be my cool elf ranger self, God forbid, and I don't need to be giving away my position. I know that this is going to be absolutely splotchy as hell, but I kind of don't care too much. Is that Aragorn? It's Aragorn! You might not be able to see it because it is still too bright inside and outside to actually see the projector very well. Aragorn is my beloved, Legolas is more my beloved, and I'm gonna say a hot take. I think Aragorn and Eowyn should have been Endgame based on the movies. I did not like Arwen. No offense to Aragorn and Arwen shippers and stans. I do know that, you know, they get together in the end. This is a spoiler for my friend. If you're seeing this, close your ears. But I love Eowyn. I know I'm saying her name wrong. We're going with it. The fact that my phone is still recording is honestly amazing, because I was worried that I would run out of storage because I have like 3,000 photos alone on my phone. But here we are. Check the inside. It's definitely rough. My fingerprints are going to be ruining so many things. Oh, so I might try to get a video capture card so that I can connect my Switch to my laptop. I think that's all I need. At first I thought that I needed something that was like $100+, but maybe I don't need that. Maybe for sound. But I don't like using sound when I play my video games, which I know is bad, especially probably for like Little Nightmares where you kind of need sound sometimes. But if I can just go without it and the video capture card works, then I can maybe start streaming on Twitch, maybe just for the heck of it. Or I can like find a way to record myself playing stuff and then post it here. Or stream on Twitch, save the VOD, post it here on YouTube. Trying to find more creative ways to get videos out, and considering that I do like playing video games, even though I don't have the money for new video games, and I only have a Switch, so I can't even play a lot of the ones that I want to play. Hinted Phasmophobia, hinted Final Fantasy something. Is it Final Fantasy I want to play? No, Baldur's Gate. I just want to create a character in Baldur's Gate. I don't know anything about the actual game. But, or no, like the Pokemon Z2A thing. I don't really have those, and I want to play them, but I just don't have the money. But I would like to possibly stream the ones that I can play. So we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, and then we'll be back to do the handprint. And we're back. Aragorn is being a badass, and Frodo got stabbed. That's currently what's happening behind me there. What's happening behind me over here is that my dog is licking his toy. And I'm looking at myself. Next, handprint time. I have True Red, a paintbrush, and a hand. Now, my hand is bigger than this, so we're just going to do it like that. Yeah, that looks good. Why not? So what I'm gonna do, do that, and take the paintbrush, spread it over my hands. Quality content right here. Maybe I'll try to do like a little blood splatter on it too. Okay, it's globbed. So now, just gonna, oops, well, I touched it, so. I'm gonna put that on the ground so I can tap it a bit. Look at that. Tap it around, pull. Huzzah, we have a handprint. I'm going to take away that glob, or leave the glob. I'm scared. I'm not gonna do, no, I'm gonna do splatter. Will it get on my rug? Maybe. That's a risk that I just have to take. That looks good. Okay. I'm gonna go wash my hands and then show you the finished result. All right, I'm back and my hands are clean. Finished result is the inside, and then the outside, you could see the blood splatter that I did. All fake, no real blood. This is my new dice rolling tray. I am very happy with how it turned out, honestly. I think this is gonna be the new one that I take when I go play D&D next. Cut to a clip of me rolling dice on this tray. No. And we're back. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed me yapping. Let me know if you like it when I yap. I can yap all day, every day, all the time. Everybody knows this. Everybody who knows me knows this. If you don't know me, I don't talk. So, yes. Anyways, I'm gonna go finish watching this movie and edit this video because there's a lot that I need to edit now. I will see you all next time, maybe for waterfalls, maybe for something else. Yeah, bye guys.